women sent the girl child to school because the males were dominating and the women were going down. When the attack came on the female to empower them, the neglect on the boys was so much. And then it has been more than 2 decades neglect. What is happening is not what we are here. We have to talk so much, raise more awareness, make noise about it.
Sometimes they are traumatized from the experience they had, so they are afraid to talk.
I think largely awareness on sexual violence against boys is relatively low, and is low because of the kind of society we find ourselves, which pushes men and the male gender to outdo themselves and not succumb to anything that may portray them as weak. And so, for example, when sexually violence is perpetrated against young boys, it is difficult for them to come out to speak to it because relatively they are expected to be stronger, to be masculine, to exert very little emotions about what they feel. I think legally too, there are some bottlenecks within our laws, for example, that makes it difficult for the protection of boys sexually to be achieved.
And normally what we hear is about girl-child abuse and so on and so forth, but it's like we have forgotten about the boy-child also. So today being in this workshop has really enlightened me and has also drawn my mind back to the fact that we also need to pay attention to the boy-child as concerning violence and then abuse to them.
A lot more needs to be done, and then it must start from cross-sectorial, cross levels of stakeholders putting in so much work to make sure that we achieve a level where our boys who sexual violence perpetrated against are protected. We are looking at times where we can strengthen our laws to protect our boys more. We're also looking at circumstances, for example, where boys will be given safe spaces to speak more to issues that matter to them, especially on ones that border on sexual violence against boys. So largely, that is the focus and the intention of what we're doing, to make sure that we get to a point where, as a country, we'll come to the realization that we need to provide boys the voice, the strongest form of it, to be able to speak to the violence that is perpetrated against them, usually sexual violence against boys.
As a parent, I would want to encourage all caretakers and mothers and parents as a whole to pay particular attention, especially now to the boys, because in our setting, in our traditional setting, we normally say, so men do not have a choice or complain. You don't need to complain about anything that happens. And because of that, even when they are going through certain things, normal challenges in life, they are not able to voice out. But with this workshop, it has really encouraged me, and I would want to encourage other mothers and caretakers to pay particular attention to changes that occur surrounding their boy child.
Sexual violence against boys is real, and it's happening in our communities internationally, globally. That is why we are raising this awareness. We want to create safe spaces for boys where they can be heard, they will be listened to, where they will be able to voice out when they are being abused sexually, when they are being abused carnally, or when they are being abused emotionally. We want to say that each and every boy counts. So let's come together, let's break the silence, let's break the stigmatization, let's break the fear, let's protect boys together so that the world will be safer for every boy child. Thank you.